What up, everybody? It's your boy PTK BLAM back with another episode of the Shop Podcast here. Another beautiful Saturday afternoon. I appreciate you guys rocking out with us. We're a little short-handed today, but we're going to rock out anyway. I got two of my good friends here. One is my right-hand man. The other one's a great friend. We're going to rock out. We're going to knock this show out here today. Want to say a big thanks, and I appreciate you guys for rocking out with us and, sticking around for the channel. I put out a video earlier this week saying, I'm kind of apologizing to the subscriber base about the lack of content here, but I'm gonna pick up with that. I'm gonna get that going, and we're gonna start pumping out a little bit more videos and doing different things. But I appreciate you guys still loving the Shop Podcast. You guys always show support. You rate, comment, and subscribe. So as I always do, I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody here on the panel go around and introduce themselves. This gentleman here, Live Wires, haven't been on the show in a little while, but go ahead and let everybody know where you've been at, brother.
Oh yeah, it's your boy Livewire, and I'm back on the motherfucking podcast, baby. It's been a minute, life happens, man. Fucking tired, fucking fall asleep while playing damn near everything nowadays. This shit's crazy. But I still rack on my gamer score in my sleep, man. Yeah, I did a podcast real quick the other day, just cussing out the Nets because I don't like playing 2K because of those motherfuckers. But anyway, man, it is what it is. I'm glad to be back on.
For sure. Glad to have you, man. It's been a while, man. Nice to have that energy, man. Shit, I know how you feel about dozing off and shit.
Yeah.
For sure. Then I got the governor here, Mr. GKB himself. Go ahead and shout yourself out, brother.
What's up, everybody? It's the governor. It's GKB. Glad to be back on the Shop Podcast. I was missing the shit out of Live, man. I missed that intro, man. Back in the motherfucking building, y'all. That's awesome. Makes me proud.
For sure. Huge shout out. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to a few people before we start. Shout out to She Wolf, the first lady of gaming. She can't be here right now. She's doing some family things too. But shout out to her. Shout out to everybody else. Mooch, Tim Dog, everybody that rocks over me. Happy birthday, Pred. Man, I know it's your birthday. You out drinking. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, brother. I do not want to see you on news talking about Black Lives Matter. So you keep your ass safe. Keep your ass safe, man, and have fun for your birthday. Shout out to Brutal too. He's down, having fun, down south. So shout out to Brutal. Everybody else, man, just appreciate you guys supporting the channel, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. I got some great shit lined up here. First of all, you guys put your questions down in the chat. You know how we do every Saturday. We will answer a few questions after. Once the show is winding down, we'll take a few that you guys throw in there. So let's go ahead and get popping. Let's go ahead and get started. So first topic today here on the Shop Podcast. We got Microsoft purchasing Beam. Now, this is it was like left field. I heard about it, maybe a day or so ago, maybe 2 days ago, and it's very interesting to me because we have Twitch, and Twitch is known as the biggest live streaming platform for outside of YouTube for gamers. So it's kind of interesting to see Microsoft throw their hat in the ring, and I want to get you guys' opinions on how do you feel, or what do you think that Beam is going to end up being? Do you feel like it could be a decent or viable platform, like a competitor to Twitch, or kind of what do you guys feel like that acquisition was for, and how is that going to affect, or they're going to add that into the Xbox ecosystem? So go ahead and start with you, Livewire.
Well, I'm just getting introduced to Beam, so it looks interesting as far as the streaming service. I don't know if it's to so much. I don't want to say so much to combat Twitch because they already have Twitch, but maybe it's to just give another option as far as because they have their streaming services, like the lag is a lot more. What do you say? Like the seconds as far as like how long it takes in between like the video is streaming is not as crazy, right? So people can interact a little bit quicker and they see things more in real time versus a couple seconds behind. So maybe that's what they're really looking at as far as maybe something to help with their services on Xbox Live.
Yeah.
So because with Microsoft, I think a lot of times a lot of their acquisitions aren't pertaining to what the people are currently doing per se. It's more like, oh, I see you're doing this with it, but I can do that with it, and it'll be better than what you thought you originally, were doing with it. Because like most of the time, you have like people have small visions, kind of like what's that show? Oh man, what the fuck is that? Silicon Valley. where he's like trying to make a music app, and the company he's working for was like, oh, you could do way better shit, like upload multiple shit hella fast with this shit versus doing, just simply uploading music. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, do you know what you have here? But he just looks at it as one thing until like a bigger corporation has really understood like the value of his discovery in this algorithm.
Yeah.
So it might be the case with Microsoft. Like they saw something in this kid because not only did they buy the idea, they're basically bringing him on board.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not just buying the milk; they're buying the cow too. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought it was I thought it was interesting too because it was kind of out of nowhere. It was really hush hush. It was a quick purchase. I'm assuming it was just out of nowhere. And like you said before, big companies tend to do that. It makes sense because I did read the fact that the lag and different things like that, like the software and the infrastructure behind Beam is really really solid. And that's what it's software. That's what Microsoft does. Networking, different things like that. So the fact that it potentially can be a better or have better streaming. I don't want to say statistics, but more solid infrastructure for streamers than say Twitch. Is awesome. Because competitiveness and you got to have balance there, and it drives each other. So I don't know if it's just directed at gamers per se. I don't know if you just get on there and do anything. Do you have to stream video games or I don't know how that works,
wow.
but I'm assuming that it's kind of a direct competitor to Twitch. Right, it's kind of small right now, but eventually as it grows, one question I wanted to ask you guys too to kind of bounce off of that or add to that was that how do you think it's going to be integrated, to Xbox and Windows 10?
Mhm.
Go ahead, live, and then I'll go over to
Uh,
GK.
as far as it being integrated,
Yeah, because they're
um,
bringing everything, all in one. They're kind of blurring that line between Windows 10 and an Xbox Live. And so, how do you feel like they're going to add that on? You think it's
well,
going to just be
if
an
they
app,
if
maybe?
well, what would be nice is if they can make it seamless, like it would be part of the community feed, so we would just see people. Like the way we be just like highlight and then we get to watch the video of whatever person's clip. Imagine if you could do that with somebody's feed without having to do a whole bunch of like you got to click and double click and then wait for the commercial to roll and then get in. You don't have to do all that shit. It's just like you're on there.
Yeah.
Like that shit would be dope. Just like you're watching TV. It's like you're watching TV. All of a sudden now you can just interact. You don't. There's not all this lag time or dead space in between. While you're waiting for shit to upload and stupid shit like that. So
Definitely, definitely. So, let's get your take on it, GKB. What do you think, about the Beam acquisition? How do you think it's going to fit in with Xbox and Windows 10?
Yeah, man. Like when it was announced, like really didn't know anything about Beam. I was like, oh, this is interesting. So I went over to the site after found out everything, set up an account, and then later that night, I actually did do a 2.5 hour stream on Beam. Actually, I was only gonna do an hour, but it was so fantastic, and everybody just came and checked it out. So I ended up doing 2.5 hours. But the service is fantastic, man. It's simple to use, easy to set up. The low latency is the biggest like plus to that thing.
Is it
And
really that good as far as the
yeah,
latency? I haven't. I was watching and I noticed that it was really good, but as far as like I haven't streamed like myself, so from somebody that's actually streaming, it's really that good.
yeah, they're literally like typing like a question in or a comment or whatever. You see it and you respond, and then you see in the chat they're like, "Holy cow, that was fast!" Like they're not used to like because in Twitch, you have like upwards of 20 to 45 seconds depending on a few factors there with the latency. Whereas here, their stable service they have two that you could pick from. So it's the RTMP. So that one's like 2 to 5 second delay, and then they have the FTL, which is 200 milliseconds. I haven't had a chance to mess with that one. Their application's still a little wonky as far as like trying to get it installed and stuff. So, but yeah, it's super fast, super good. I really enjoyed it actually. I enjoyed it so much more than Twitch. Twitch is really kind of established these days, and they have certain people that just pull all the views and all that. So it's not really. But what's cool
Yeah.
about Beam is they have a system in place where it's like a level up system. So even the streamers and everything, it's kind of like a game in itself, right? So you can level up and you can earn sparks is what they call it, and that's kind of like a currency to interact with other streamers out there because it's like an interactive game. So they have like little interface on there. You can hit like up write down, all kinds of stuff and mess with the game.
Mhm.
And you use that currency there. So even the big streamers on Beam will come and watch, lower streamers because of that whole system. So it's a great community there, and it helps out a lot. Now, as far as like what Microsoft might be doing with this technology, I could definitely see them taking that latency, that net code, integrating it with like Xbox Live and all that stuff. Anytime they can get their latency down, I think is a great thing, improving their service for the rest of us. And who knows in the future, we might be streaming games at that point, so that code can help as well in that. So
Definitely, definitely. So it's a win-win situation. And it's like you said before, anything that helped the infrastructure. And who knows? I mean, it may be a premier app on Xbox Live at some point. Maybe it'll grow
well,
big enough and fast enough to where they'll start promoting it as like this Microsoft-specific, place to stream your games from.
that's the thing too, is like on the Beam website itself, it has features that they already in place and things they're already working on. I did a video about the whole Beam thing, and they're already working on console apps. So I could definitely
Oh,
see like
nice.
an app coming on Xbox, such as like the Twitch one, where you can just go right to Beam from the Xbox or something. So that'd be really cool.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Yes, I think it's awesome. I'm really excited about it. Shout out to the people that are in here. Shout out Crap. Yeah, man, Crap was like only
What's
three
up, Crap?
people. Like, yeah, man, we rocking out, man. You know me, I'm an hour, man. So
Should get
whoever
Crap in
he
here.
is here, I may shoot Crap, man. I'm gonna shoot you a link, brother. So give me a second. Hold on, give me a second, everybody. I gotta send Crap this link real quick.
Yeah, everybody out there, the latency is insane. Like, it's just super fast. So if you haven't given it a try, go for it. It's free, so go for it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds
definitely,
cool,
definitely.
man.
Yeah, definitely. I downloaded it when I first heard about it
Yeah, I
on my
need to
phone.
download it so
Yeah.
I can get my name and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I heard the names, man. Like, I know you can't, like,
Well, that's a good.
repeat the
They're
name.
so small right now, so you can actually get like PTK BLAM and Livewires
Yeah,
and all that stuff still. So
yeah, I'm definitely going to get my shit in there. So, all right, I just sent you that link, Crap. So if you want to jump in here, go ahead, brother. We got plenty of time, man. We got a good 40 minutes at least. So let's go ahead and move on to the second question. We'll see if Crap jumps in here or not. But second question I had is which. This is kind of a hypothetical question. You guys know I like to do this. I mean, we do the news throughout the week and all the stuff coming out. But I like to throw in these hypothetical questions because we're gamers and we like to we use our imagination quite a bit. So this question is which two games of the same genre would you like to see do a mashup? Now, it could be cross-platform, doesn't have to be the same system. Could be a fighting game, could be a racing game, could be any type of game, an adventure game. What two games would you guys like to see do a mashup? Go ahead, Governor. We'll start with you on this one.
me, I would like to see Zelda go ahead and go with The Witcher, kind of
Oh,
mash those
shit.
two together.
Oh.
I think that would be really awesome. I've been wanting like an older, like a more grittier Zelda game, so I think that would be really cool.
I feel like The Witcher is what Zelda should be at this point.
I know. And I also was thinking too. I got to get my Splinter Cell in there somehow, some way. So Splinter Cell and Metal Gear Solid, I think, would be another cool little mashup.
Okay, cool, nice. All right, Crap. So I see you in the chat, man. I feel you, brother. Maybe next time, man. So the three amigos just gonna keep pushing. What about you, Livewire? Two games, brother. Mash up.
Well, I was actually with GKB with the Splinter Cell, but I was gonna go Splinter Cell meets Perfect Dark.
That's interesting too.
That's interesting too. Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and damn, what was my other one? It's a good one. I'm trying to think of a good one. One that makes sense,
Yeah.
Maybe KI and what's KI versus Marvel? I don't know.
That would be kind of neat.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't
like
know
a
if we could
Halo
do
Call of Duty.
Halo Call of Duty.
Halo Call of Duty. Man, I don't know about that.
I don't
man.
know.
Like,
It
it's
seems
getting
like it
to
would
that
be
point now.
one-sided. Like you
Yeah, it
just
feels one-sided, but
Well, it's only
Mark-
like one more another generation up, and they're already in the Halo universe by
Yeah,
now.
that's
I
pretty
feel
much.
like Master Chief would like just rip the damn super soldier's arms off and just beat him with it and be like, what the fuck is the point of this shit? Get the fuck out of my game. Like I don't know. Like,
Yeah. Okay. So
that's why I wouldn't match up Titanfall and Call of Duty. It'd be like, how is this different?
Yeah.
yeah, that's
It
true.
feels almost the same. Just now we legitimately have mechs in the game.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. So I don't know. my choice, guys. I mean, that Ki is always a good one because I feel like it deserves. It's probably a top two, right along with Mortal Kombat, like fighting game this generation. I think
KI is
one
like a
of the
mashup
best,
in
if not the
itself.
best. It's like a mashup in itself. That's what makes it so good. Like I'd love a Mortal Kombat Ki mashup.
Oh
That
yeah,
would
for
be
sure.
cool. The characters seem kind of close. You know what I mean? As far as like the way their fighting structure and
Mhm.
the way they actually play, it's kind of very close, and I think it'd be a cool game. Somebody in the chat here, I think King James said a Tomb Raider and Uncharted mashup would be kind of neat. Fucking Laura running around in the jungle runs into Drake's ass or something. Like, hey, I was just gonna go to that tomb and get what the fuck you got in your hands. Like, that's my piece of
They start
whatever.
fighting each other.
Yeah, they start fighting each
Oh
other.
yeah.
Like, I think that would be all they end up being like partners. I think that would be pretty dope if something like that happened.
Well, yeah, but Uncharted is more like overkill. Doesn't he use like bazookas and shit? Like Laura
Yeah,
Croft. I mean, I went through Tomb Raider just straight bow and arrow. I didn't even use the fucking guns.
yeah.
I'm a bow and arrow dude, man.
Sa- Sobsky said Halo and GTA 5.
That's
Oh, that would be
interesting.
nuts. That would be so
Open
weird.
world Halo, that's crazy, man. That would be insane, man. Game would have to be massive though, man, for that to
Yeah,
work.
For sure.
Anyway, yeah, for sure. Okay,
Halo
cool.
and Mass Effect would make more sense.
Oh, that would be good too. That's not a bad choice either, man. We got to see what this next Mass Effect looks like though. Before we start throwing it
Yeah,
into
true.
Halo. Hopefully it's pretty good. All right, everybody. So that was a question for you too. When I ask those kind of questions, chat, you guys can go ahead and give your answers too. I like the interaction, so that's why I throw in those hypothetical questions. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So I was in Walmart the other day, and we talked about this before the show started a little bit. Me, GKB, and Livewire, and I'm walking around looking in the video game section, and I look at the Nintendo section, and something dawned on me. I don't know if you guys have ever thought about this, chat, and you guys here on the panel, but why is the Wii U still $299? The system came out, what I want to say 2012. It was out a year before Xbox, the Xbox One and the PS4, I believe, if I'm correct. I think it was 2012. The system dropped. Why the hell is it still $299? I get it's a bundle, but when you can go get an Xbox One S for the same price or a PlayStation 4, that's a problem, Nintendo. I don't know why. Can anybody give me a valid reason? I'm going to ask you guys here on the panel. I mean, that doesn't make much. I forgot it was still $299. I'm looking at the. I'm making sure that was the right tag. I thought it was a tag for another system or something. I'm like, what? Why is this system still $299? I mean, so let's go ahead and get you guys' opinions live. Why do you think that Nintendo is still pushing that price point when we got a $249 Xbox, a $299 Xbox One S, and a $299 PlayStation?
Because stupid people do stupid shit. That's the easiest way I can explain it. Stupid people do stupid shit. Because sometimes you deal with people, you have bosses that, they're looking at, all right, yeah, we're not making money. So even though we could lower the price and sell more units, we're not going to be making as much money as we would be making if we just left it the same price. But if you turn around and say, well, fuck, we're not selling shit, they're going to look at you like, well, it's still, to them, in their mind, it's still better than selling it for a cheaper price. Why? I don't know. Like, I'm just at work, I'm dealing with the same situation. I have a friend that is a cook, and they were like, all right, we're going to pay you, we want you to cook, but we didn't bring you on to cook here. So could you cook for free? And he's like, nah, fuck that. I ain't cooking for free. So they were like, well, we're going to bring on somebody that we're going to pay way more than you're asking to cook now. And the shit is just like, well, what the fuck? That makes no sense. Like, the
Yeah,
dude could cook. He's asking for half the money, but you're going to pay this person more money to
yeah,
fucking cook the same shit?
yeah.
That's stupid. But like I said, stupid people do stupid shit. So it's just, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. I mean, because I thought about it. I was looking at it. I'm like, well, I mean, it's not the fact that I don't know. I mean, maybe because it's not selling as well, they feel like, you know what, why drop the price? I don't know if they're taking a hit on the hardware when it sells, or if they're actually, making any gains on the hardware. I don't know their profit margin. I don't really usually look at anything like that. But I mean, for anything else, the console's 4 years old at this point. So I feel like at some point, I mean, at least $50, $249, right? I mean, I don't know. It just kind of baffled me, and I made sure that I literally went down and made sure that was the same sticker. It said Nintendo Wii U on it because I was really surprised and shocked that it was still $2.99. Like I didn't understand. But DKB, what is your take on that? Do you think that that's more of just Nintendo kind of saying, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and sell this thing at $2.99 for as long as we can because we know this NX is coming out. So what's the point of dropping the price now? Or you think they're gonna do it after the NX comes out? I guess which would make sense.
Man, for me, it's, Nintendo is just Nintendo. I mean, if there's one thing we know about Nintendo is they beat at their own drum, man. They give two shits what anyone thinks or anything else, man. The reason why, it's probably because they feel like they're not competing with, PlayStation 4 or Xbox. They feel like, it's a good value at $2.99 probably to them. Recoup as much money as they can until the NX, and honestly, I think probably all eyes and everything that they're doing over there is on the NX. They're probably going to be pushing a lot of, marketing and stuff coming soon. I think in a few weeks we'll probably see something at the Tokyo Game Show and all that kind of stuff. So, and that's probably what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're not hurting as much as we think they are.
I don't.
Well,
I think
Pokemon Go just sold how many hundreds of millions?
Well,
Well,
yeah, but
they didn't
I'm saying
make that.
even before that, like,
Yeah, they weren't hurting for cash. No, I've never, Nintendo wasn't strapped. We never seen them in the finance or in the red, like we did
No.
maybe with Sony. But I mean, their DS is super successful. Obviously, they have that market literally on lock. There's nobody else that could even enter the handheld market, So, and then they have, these amiibos that still sell well. They have, you said Pokemon Go was another, even though they didn't make as much money as everybody initially thought off of the game, but it's still money in the pocket.
The thing there, BLAM, is like, everybody's like, oh, they don't make a lot of money off that, but I mean, it's over 100 million downloads and all the transactions. Even if they're like getting a couple percent from that, over 100 million, like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just crazy money right there.
As people initially thought that they were
Yeah,
making.
yeah.
I thought, oh, this is a gold mine. Jesus Christ, Nintendo done cashed out. But the reports came out that they have a smaller portion than what most people originally thought. That's kind of what I was going.
Yeah.
I know they're still making hand over fist.
Oh God.
As far as the money that's pumped into that game, but I didn't think that. I mean, my point is that the console's 4 years old, right? There's not much. I mean, what's coming out in the next 6 months for the Wii U? Any games? Anybody know of any big launches or anything coming out? Like
Zelda's like the only thing, I think.
Zelda's it. I think Zelda's it. Is it?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, why $2.99? I mean, I'm thinking about it right now, and it just at this point currently it doesn't make much sense. Okay, looks like we got Enrique in here too. I didn't even see you jump in, brother, but
Yeah, snuck right in, man.
Yeah, I see you slid in here. Got Mr. Basement Radio Arcade Podcast himself, everybody in here. So I'm gonna ask you the same question, Enrique. The Wii U $2.99 at this point in its life cycle. What do you think Nintendo's aim is? At that, like, why do you think it's still $2.99?
Honestly, man, I have no clue. I don't. I was at Best Buy the other day, and I'm not. It's funny we're talking about this because I was at Best Buy the other day, and I passed by the consoles where they have all the shelf with all the consoles behind the counter, and I saw the $2.99 price tag for the Wii U, and I'm thinking to myself, "Whoa, wait a minute! Like that thing's still $2.99?" And it just blew my mind. And I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. I will say this: that console's been profitable. Nintendo never sells consoles at a loss.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe they just feel like, well, with the NX coming, maybe they don't want to drop the price because maybe they're afraid that it might cannibalize, a price drop might cannibalize sales of the NX, maybe? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me because I don't know. I don't get it. I can't say. Who knows?
Just look at the landscape at this point. I mean, you could say they're just kind of letting it just run its course at this point because the NX is coming down the pipeline. But if you look at just the games, the amount of hardware or software, coming out, but there's nothing that we know of outside of Zelda that's that's at least big. I'm pretty sure there's games coming out. There may be smaller titles and things, but outside of Zelda, there's been really no other releases that I know of. Maybe you guys know, but within the next 6 months,
No,
I don't see. There's no justification behind the $2.99. I mean, you could say, okay, yes, Nintendo, they kind of don't. They walk to their own beat of their own drum, but I mean, think about it. That's not even a Xbox One S is $2.99 right now. I can go get a PS4 for $2.99 right now. Matter of fact, I can get an Xbox One for $2.49 or $2.79. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah, but
just
the thing is though is like if they're not losing money on it, so why would they? I mean, it,
yeah.
Yeah.
if
I
it
mean,
was if they were like not selling it, they only sold like 2 million, and they just released it and all this other kind of stuff, then yeah, I could see them like lowering the price to try and get more. But I mean, at this point, they're just like, man, NX is around the corner. We got a good player base right now. We're not losing any money on it, so why? I mean,
yeah. I
You know
guess
what
if
I?
you
Yeah, go ahead.
no, I guess if you look at it from that business standpoint, it does make sense. Don't if it ain't
yeah,
broke,
yeah.
don't fix it. If you're not losing on, if you're losing money on, I'm anticipating a price drop at some point. You figure year four in a console's life cycle, you usually see something, before then even most consoles, but you usually see something as far as like a permanent price drop that far into the console's life cycle. It's just kind of odd that it didn't do as well as they had hoped, but they still haven't dropped the price. They didn't even do it when it was really struggling, like a year or two ago, when it was really dragging its feet. They didn't even take the price down at that point to help maybe boost sales or kind of kickstart, sales. I don't know. I mean, go ahead, Livewire.
No, I was just having this conversation has kind of made me realize something. Maybe we're all hardcore gamers, right? And we keep on trying to convince Nintendo that they need to be more hardcore, but maybe Nintendo just realized that that's not what they are.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I think that they look at themselves like the gateway to the hardcore gamers. Like
Uh,
we're the beginning, and maybe Sony and Microsoft are the end as far as like hardcore, and then maybe the final end is PC if you want to go into that route. But maybe they just look at themselves as like we're the training wheels. We get the kids early. We get them introduced to gaming. They first find out that they like gaming here, and when they get older, maybe they stay, maybe they don't.
yeah.
And maybe that's why
I
they're
mean,
making that hybrid. It's like, all right, for the kids that don't want to go to the Call of Duties and games like that, that's why we're making this NX a hybrid. Like for the ones that want to hang on and still want to play with those games that they liked as a child, and then the others they're gonna move on, and that's fine with them because they kind of understand this is our spot, this is our place, this is our purpose. So we're not gonna try to be Sony, we're not gonna try to be Microsoft, I mean Xbox. We're just gonna be Nintendo, and we're gonna do Nintendo shit. And people that get us, and the people that don't, it is what it is. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I think you're pretty spot on there,
Yeah, I
Live. I
think
mean,
so too.
if you
Yeah.
if you look at it too, like, Nintendo's always going to do what Nintendo does. I mean, a few months ago we were talking about like, oh man, Nintendo's going to go mobile. This is crap. We want a traditional console, yada yada yada. And then they say, here's Pokemon Go, and then they just shit all over our face, and was like, look, I told you. I mean, that's what they do, man. They do some crazy stuff, and it works out most of the time for them. So.
Yeah, definitely, and I can definitely see that. You brought up a lot of great points live. As far as Nintendo kind of doing what Nintendo does, and just to Nintendo's credit, when they do things, they usually do them really well. So like
Mhm.
their games, the software. I mean, they have iconic franchises. They do what they do. They do it really, really good. So I guess at the ultimately, they're maybe the hardcore gamer inside of me is wanting to kind of put them in this place that they're not really comfortable in. That they know that they don't really want to be in, and that's not the direction of Nintendo. But it just at the end of the day, I just feel like a console that we know the next one's coming out. Like we know this as a fact. I feel like at some point you should probably take $50 off of the price and say, hey,
Yeah.
okay, well we know this is kind of winding down. Let's go ahead and do that. Just cause that's just that's really all I'm saying. It's not that I want them to be Xbox or PlayStation. It's just that I was shocked and surprised that at 4 years later it was still the same exact price, compared to the other two systems. So let's go ahead and move on from that particular topic. Good topic, by the way. Good talk, man. A lot of great points. So this next one, man, it's kind of I was juggling with this question, and this one's also too for the chat. Appreciate you guys rocking out here with us also too. I'm gonna start with you on this one too, Enrique. This is a very very interesting question. So a lot of us have a hate or love or hate relationship with Destiny. It's so fantastic. It's so great. For a lot of people, it kind of burned out, after the beta or a month into the game. People went away from it and never touched it again. Maybe until the Taken King came out, and then people started to say, okay, some of the issues have been fixed and they've added some content. Now I can kind of get back into it. So that kind of leaves us in kind of a conundrum, as gamers. are you guys? Do you guys? I don't want to say trust Activision enough, but do you guys trust, Destiny 2 at this point to give it another shot? Like, do you think that okay, Destiny was just completely put me off, or are you gonna go if when 2 comes out, we know something's coming at some point. I don't know if it's gonna be called 2, but are you guys gonna give it another shot? Are you gonna give it another go? So I'll start with you on this one, Enrique.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give it another shot. I mean, they Bungie set out to do something that, by all stretch of the imagination, isn't easy. These kind of games, particularly these kind of games that are these MMOs, it's hard for them to keep legs, unless you're putting new content out like every month, and that's the challenge with these games. And yeah, they didn't do a great job maybe fleshing out the story,
Mm-hmm.
as well as maybe some people would have liked in the beginning. Although I thought the story, I actually took the time to read some of the Destiny lore, and there's a lot of cool stuff there. Now,
Oh, it is. It's a lot. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, it wasn't, it wasn't like the Taken King. The Taken King, they did a better job of fleshing out a lot of the story with that, and it's probably how Destiny should have been. But yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. I mean, I don't play Destiny now just because I don't have the time to do it, just because I'm so backlogged with games. But Destiny 2 is definitely on my radar. I mean, I thought they did a pretty good job for the most part with this game. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, look what's happened with the Division. The Division, shot out the gate, and was by all means successful. Now it's lost its legs, and a lot of that has to do with some of the problems that game's had with patches and the release of new content and some of the changes they made with the game. But Bungie, in my opinion, has done a good job in improving that game. And I'm actually probably going to end up picking up the new DLC that comes out September.
Yeah.
So
Rise of Iron.
yeah, and they seem to be pretty engaged with the community and taking feedback from the community in terms of improvements and things that the community wants to see change. So I haven't lost hope in them just yet. The Taken King was for me really, really kind of turn things around for them, and I think they're gonna continue with that with this new DLC coming out in September.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. They've definitely made some changes. I'm still not happy with the way they're releasing the DLC. That's a whole nother topic that we can have by itself. But the story in of itself, a lot of people, it wasn't obvious. The story was definitely second fiddle. When the initial Vanilla Destiny came out, there was literally zero story. You just kind of made a character and went through, and you had no idea what the hell was going on. Towards by the time you got to the end, you just know you had to kill shit and finish the missions. So that was pretty much it. So I think Taken King did do a better job of that. I still really like Destiny's Crucible, the PvP. I really think they did a great job with that, balancing it out. They've added some cool features and some cool things that they can definitely take over to the next installment of Destiny, whether it be 2 or titled something else. So there's a lot of great things that they can take from Destiny, a lot of great lessons that they can learn, and make Part 2 even better. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll get it right out the gate, to be honest with you, but I may sit back and wait a little bit, then pick it up. But GKB, what about you, brother?
Yeah, I mean, Bungie had a tough time like at this. I mean, look, they came from, all the Halo series. They had this great, super huge franchise. Everybody loves it. Then they're gonna go out and do their own thing, and then make another fantastic game. I mean, whether we love it or hate it, Destiny did fantastic. Like, the gameplay was good. There's something to be said like later on. It was a grind fest. They couldn't get content out in time. And stuff like that. So, but millions of people are still playing that game, so it's really good. Now, as far as Destiny 2, yeah, I'll pick it up for sure. That's what we do. We play games, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it. What I hope is, they actually have a story, and not that Destiny 1 doesn't have a story, because you're right. You can read all the Grimoire cards and get all that stuff. But I think where people were having an issue with it is as they're playing the game, they're not getting that cutscenes and that story, and that's what they wanted it right there. Yeah, you can go back and read it, but they wanted it in the game as they're playing.
Yeah. It was. Go ahead.
But yeah, and then they need to get content out faster for the next one. because it does get repetitive. And I mean, honestly, I couldn't do it. Like, I played a good there on vanilla, and then I stopped for a couple months till Taken King came out. Then I played a good, month or two on that, and then I'm not playing it again. And I go back every once in a while, with like Mooch and all them to play some more Destiny. But yeah, they just need faster content out. The gameplay's still good, so keep that. That's the major things. Well, and the DLC, like, we need to figure out, what's good for the fans here. They're getting a little too big in their britches, I think, with this. They got a pretty solid fan base, so they're just like, we'll just throw whatever number on it, and they'll buy it anyway. I don't think that's good pro-consumer stuff, and I'd like to see them do a bit more for the fans on the next one.
Definitely, definitely. Same sentiments here, man, with the whole DLC issue. That was a big turnoff for a lot of people too. A lot of people initially bought that season pass and turned around 6 months later. You're like, what? I gotta buy. I thought I got the season pass. Doesn't that come with everything? Nope. You gotta pay another $30. So that's a big turnoff. And like you said, the story wasn't obvious. It wasn't. You had to literally read. Destiny should have just came with a book. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should have came with a book to
read
go
this
with
before you play the game.
Read this before you play the game, so you know what the hell is going on. So, all right, Livewire, what about you, man? You gonna give Destiny 2 a shot, brother?
I'll give it a shot if it has a story. Like, I'm not buying that bitch day one unless the reviews say it has a decent story and is worth my time. Because I don't play all multiplayers, and I don't know if I'll play Destiny. And Destiny, to me, it seems like, because I don't play it now, and mainly is because everybody's so fucking high up as far as their level. Like, nobody feels like waiting for some fucking newbie to figure shit out and level up and be like, bitch, you can't even get here. You're not even level 45. Like, nah, fuck that. So to me, it's like, I don't know as far as the multiplayer. But the story, if it's there, I'll give it a go. DLC, it sucks, but you're going to have to get used to it because it's Activision. So, if Call of Duty still has it, then fucking Destiny will still have it. It is what it is. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, the thing about Call of Duty, though, you pay $50 or whatever it is, but you don't have to pay another $30 on top of that, and then another $30 on top of that. I think that's where the problem is.
I guess if they can make it where it's like Call of Duty as far as like the season pass, then that'll be cool. But I don't know. If you got people still buying that shit, then you just, I don't know what you. Unfortunately, y'all can't just beat the motherfucker up and just be like, yo, stop that shit, bitch. What the fuck? You price too high. Like, no, but I need.
I missed live.
Yeah, definitely miss that energy, man. But no, seriously, I'm gonna give the second one a shot because I do play Crucible a lot and I really enjoy it. That's one of the things that and GKB can back me up on this one. One of the things that I said Destiny did right when the Division came out, I told them that the Division needs something similar along the lines of a traditional game mode, traditional multiplayer, something that's a little bit more balanced out because the Dark Zone was not it. Destiny's still thriving. We don't play it as much because we got other shit to play now, but that's still, like you said, a lot of people still play Destiny. It's still really freaking popular at this point. I cannot say the same thing for the Division at this point. So there's something to be said about they did do some things right with Destiny. It took them a while.
Yeah, they did a great job with the Crucible.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job with the Crucible. And the game modes and different things like that. So I think they can take that momentum and carry that over. A lot of them, I think, like I said, learned their lesson this time around. So hopefully the second one will be just that much better. So definitely picking it up. But I don't know about day one. I may, do a live and kind of just wait around for like a month and see how it goes and then maybe pick it up. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next question. But that was a great topic, guys. So holidays rolling around. We know this is the busiest fucking time of the year for gamers like ourselves. Everything gets shoved out right now. It's 3 games coming out in October, 4 in November, 5 December. It's crazy. It's crazy time. Wallets is looking hella empty at this time of the year. But I kind of want to ask you guys, what's going to be your gaming rotation for the next 4 to 6 months as far as like the games that you're going to be playing? We're going to do 3 games. We're going to do 3 games. So it can even be old games. It doesn't matter. Anything you really enjoy playing. But your game, what's going to be heavy in the rotation for the next 4 to 6 months for you guys? We'll start with you, Enrique.
Oh man, that's going to be tough. Shit, I don't even know where to begin. Next 4 to 6 months?
Yeah, man. At least the holiday season. So up until December. We're not gonna go into
Well, definitely Gears of War 4. Titanfall 2 is going to be in there.
Mm-hmm. Speaking my language, bro.
Yeah, Battlefield 1.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 15. I'll put in there.
They said that may be pushed back.
I heard that might get pushed back to like November now.
Yeah.
Definitely those games, but maybe Call of Duty.
What?
You know what's crazy? It's that when I saw when they showed that combat in space, I was like, oh, okay, I might be able to get down with that.
Yeah, that's space. See, that's that Star Wars syndrome. Show anybody a rocket ship in space, and they on board for it, man. We just
show people. Yeah, show people fighting in space with weapons.
Yeah, and we're good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're throwing in Modern Warfare. It's like the remaster of that. I'm like, that was a classic. It's hard to pass up on that.
Yeah. I think the inner Call of Duty fan, and most of us is gonna get some of us may be able to hold out, but I think a lot of us is gonna end up breaking down and getting that damn game just due to the Modern Warfare remaster for the most part. I mean, so that's a good list though, man. My list pretty much is almost exactly the same. But let's go ahead and move on to you, Governor GKB. What you gonna have in heavy rotation this holiday, man?
Oh man, heavy rotation. Let's see. I definitely gonna be Gears. I'll probably play through the campaign and then a crap ton of Horde. I'm not a big multiplayer on Gears, but I am a Horde fan.
Yeah.
So I'll be on that like crazy. Titanfall 2, when that comes out, will be probably 4 to 6 weeks of just straight community game time because I know we'll play that like every Saturday because we love Titanfall 2, man. So that'll be in there. The next one is gonna be a toss-up between the remastered Modern Warfare Call of Duty and Battlefield 1, honestly. I think those are the next ones that are going to be heavy rotation and community game time and on these consoles here at the house.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, nobody picking up that Mafia 3? Anybody going to pick
what? I'm definitely picking it up.
Yeah, I'm picking that up too.
I'm picking up all these games coming up.
Definitely. Okay, cool. What about you, Live? What you gonna have on rotation this holiday, man?
Well, definitely Gears. Definitely Forza. And I'd probably say Titanfall. And I'm hovering over Battlefield. It's a lot of games, man. It's a lot of games.
Yeah. That's a good one,
you know what it is? Like I'll put it like this: the games I'll probably buy are be like Gears, Titanfall, and Forza. The games I'll probably get for Christmas, I'll probably ask for like Battlefield and what's that fucking other game? And Mafia. And I might like Mafia. To me is a game I don't have to play right away. There's no multiplayer, so it's not like I don't have to play it right away.
How big is that game? Is that game looking 20, 30 hours plus?
I'm pretty sure it's 20 hours. Pretty sure it's 20 hours.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a pretty decent sized game.
Okay, cool. Makes sense. So yeah, mine is looking the same. Gears of War, heavy in the Gears of War. I don't do Gears multiplayer. I'm terrible at it. I've tried it, and I'm just not so good at it. I can do Horde mode. Horde mode is fine, but Gears 4 definitely want to dive right into that story.
I think have you played the multiplayer? It's not that bad. Like it's pretty.
Well, it's not my cup of tea, man. I tried 1, 2, and 3. I promise you, I tried.
Like,
I really did.
Gears 4 is more of a hybrid than an exact replica of what the original Gears were. Like it kind of makes up for a lot of the straight up shotgunning that they did. But don't get me wrong, you get in the wrong fucking match and your head getting blown off. You be like, bitch, how the fuck? And then they show you some guy across and you be like, this dude with a sniper, he got a grin on his face. You be like, bitch.
Some of them guys could do that movement too, man, and like just get across the
I don't even want to fuck with. I don't want to. If I see Iron Wolf, I'm blocking his ass. Like anybody that's, I ain't trying to play against them. They'll suck the fun right out of the game. Be like, fucking noob, boom, blow your leg off and your head, bitch. I'm like, oh man. What the fuck?
Definitely. So Gears for me, Gears is probably one of the top picks. I seen some in here too. Shout out She-Wolf. Shout out to Mr. Sky Blue also. He did mention that Deus Ex, which is another game, was kind of under the radar. the first one was very, very, very good. If nobody's ever, if you haven't played it, definitely go back and try and pick that game. South Park
Oh,
also
great
too.
series.
South
Yeah.
Park.
Oh, I'm
Is
definitely
gonna be
getting that.
Fractured Behold. But yeah, that's gonna be awesome too. South Park is a fucking great game, hilarious, really good gameplay, just really really fun to play. Not around the kids though. You got kids, don't put that shit on at all. Just
Oh no,
yeah,
no,
play that
it's
shit by
tempting,
yourself.
man.
It's
Like
tempting.
that sausage party, man. Kids be all happy. Like, I want to go see Sausage Party. I'm like, no,
Nah,
y'all don't.
no.
No, you don't. That's not for you, sir.
I saw that damn ad. I'm like, what the fuck is
That
this?
is hilarious.
Like,
I didn't even think it was a real movie when I saw the trailer
man,
first.
it's a real movie, man. Like somebody got away with passing that over to like a real movie studio. Like, yeah, this is a great fucking title. Let's print this. Like, awesome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like, we'll give you $100 million to make it. Like, Jesus Christ.
Like, Mom, I want to go see that sausage party. Like, who the fuck wants to go see a sausage party? This shit sounds fun.
No, but yeah, those two games are also under the radar too. So, Battlefield One, definitely. I know there's some people that are kind of apprehensive about Battlefield One. I'm hoping for the best because we all know Battlefield 4 is a great game. It's probably one of the best Battlefields to date outside of Bad Company. I wish they would have did Bad Company. That's a whole other show. But I think that there's still some people apprehensive because Battlefield's always been a good game, but it's never quite gotten over the hump. It has a good player base. It gets better as the game gets older. Where Call of Duty is usually pretty stable right out the gate, people kind of accept it for it is. People have come to expect a lot out of Dice and the Battlefield franchise. So if Battlefield 1 comes out and does not fucking fail day one as far as like servers and things like that, because that's kind of what killed 4 right out the gate. You couldn't get into a game, you couldn't
Oh, just
find
bad.
friends, and it was terrible. The server issues, man, it completely killed the momentum for that game. So if the game could just come out and work, you can get in the games, and I think it'll have a good shot at I don't want to say taking over Call of Duty is always going to have its own niche or its own little spot as far as shooters, but I think it could become like right at that level, and the game looks fun as shit too. We all wanted to go back to boots on the ground. That's exactly what they gave us. So I'm really happy about that. Then, oh man, Titanfall 2 is going to be on heavy rotation for sure. Just due to the fact that me and GKB, we love the original Titanfall. We're a huge, huge fan. I'm pretty sure you too, Enrique, and live.
Oh, yeah.
Most of us who actually played Titanfall 1, it's a fucking great game. I'm expecting nothing but greatness from the second one. They actually have a single player this time,
Yeah.
which I think is going to be fun for a lot of people that kind of were missing that. I'm hoping for more game modes, more weapons, more different kinds of mechs in the second one.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be kind of interesting if it had co-op?
That would be cool. I
Like
think
you could play the mech,
yeah,
or somebody be the pilot, somebody be the mech, and then when you're inside the mech, you might not be able to control like the regular controls, but you get like the offset controls, like rockets and shit like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty neat. Yeah, that'd be kind of difficult in the multiplayer game. That's a lot of switching, a lot of moving parts.
No, I'm just saying for single player.
Oh, single player, yeah, that would be really neat. I'm pretty sure they can pull that off. But yeah. So that's probably what I'll be playing the most of. Mafia will be in there too, sprinkled in there, in between time. But those are probably the 3 biggest games that I'm going to be playing the most of too.
Yeah.
That I can think of at this point.
I'm playing
so
that Recore, son.
Well, yeah, but I don't think
I forgot about Recore.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna last me through 4 months, but I'll definitely.
No. I probably play it twice.
Yeah,
so I'll get about a good 20-something hours out of it.
Yeah, a couple of playthroughs, and then we'll move on, whatever the case may be. Still looking forward to the game. Don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on Recore because it's still one of my most highly anticipated games, especially for Xbox. But obviously it's not a huge long title that's gonna last. For 3 or 4 months that we're still going to be playing. Maybe some of us will, but if the game was just that,
well, not unless you asset gaming. Play Record is like 7 months later. Goddamn.
Yeah,
I've been working on that fucking second level, bro.
Yeah, definitely. And I got kind of a bonus question here for the panel too. I don't know if any of you guys caught it before we get into the take the questions. The show is kind of winding down here. Once again, I want to say I appreciate everybody coming in, rocking out on a Saturday evening. Here with us. I had a great show. So it's winding down, but we're going to take the questions, and I got one more kind of a bonus question for the panel. I don't know if you guys saw the little hashtag that was going around, my 7 favorite games or whatever. the little
Yep.
hashtag or whatever that was kind of going around on Twitter. So I kind of want to ask you guys. I know we've talked about our favorite games of all time. You don't have to do 7, maybe just 3 or 4. Your favorite games of all time. We'll start with you, Enrique.
Oh man, that's tough. 7 games of all time.
You
I'm
can do
gonna
3 or 4. You don't have to do 7. I
I'll
know it's kind of a
do
stretch.
I'll do the original Ninja Gaiden on Nintendo Entertainment System, Metroid on the original NES, Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation, GoldenEye on the N64, Halo on the OG Xbox. Oh man, shit! I got 2 more. It's tough, man. It's a long list. There's so many I could name. That's I'll put Last of Us. I'll put up there, and you know what? I'll go with Halo 2 as the last one because that multiplayer for the time was just ridiculous. It was so good.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Governor?
Oh man, for me, I'd say probably. Man, I don't have a lot of Nintendo ones on this one. Super Mario 3, Mega Man, Contra, Halo, Halo 2. Man, is that 5?
How dare you not mention Splinter Cell? How
Splinter
dare
Cell's gonna be on there.
you?
Splinter Cell's in there. Dang, what's the? Man, I don't know. There's so many games. How do I narrow it down to like 7?
Yeah, pretty tough.
I don't know. I'll throw Titanfall in there. That's been one of my new favorite ones. So I don't know. I got tons, dude.
Nice, same here. So I'll go ahead and go with my list before we get into live. We'll give him time to think over what his are. Zelda for one for me. Ocarina of Time. Sorry, Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Good game.
You got Halo. Halo 3 specifically for me. 2 was great, but I feel like 3 is where I hit my stride in Halo. Halo 3. I know this is kind of off one. I really enjoyed Lost Planet. I felt like it was Destiny before Destiny. Just kind of like the way the game was made and played, like the movement and a lot of the cool things you can do. It's actually kind of like Titanfall too. You had like a lot of little mechs and stuff that you can jump in, but the game was fucking fun as shit. I loved Lost Planet. What else? NCAA football, like 2000 and I want to say like 2004, 2005. On the OG Xbox was my shit. I had thousands of hours on that NCAA football. What else I had? What else was it? Oh man, there's so many other games. That'd probably mostly be it. I know I'm missing a couple, but I can't think of them right now. What about you, Live? We're gonna go ahead and get yours, man. You don't have to do 7, but
my top games.
Yeah.
Let's start with NFL 2K5.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I played the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
If that shit was a tape, my shit would have popped. That shit was played. What else? Fucking pretty much. Damn, I've been playing 2K like basketball for the longest. Any of those shits. But Halo. I say Halo 3 I played. I played Halo 2 a lot, but I think I played Halo 3 more. Because we played the shit out of Halo for the longest. As far as a single player game, I probably played Splinter Cell. I'm trying to remember if it was Convictions or it was
Double Agent, maybe.
Double Agent, yeah. I think it was Double Agent because you had to play it twice.
Yeah.
I think it was that one. And like, you know what? I played Convictions more because that's when they first introduced that multi-execution.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to go through levels just trying all kinds of shit. I'd be hanging on pipes, looking at dudes, popping the fucking cranes. I mean, the chains, watching them blow up. Like, oh shit! And this is before you have replay, so I had to literally do it again to see it twice. Damn, what the fuck else? You know what game I played the shit out of that wasn't even good though? It was the fucking Wolverine on NES. I played the shit out of that game. Yeah, I played the shit out of that game. Fucking Sabretooth was a bitch. Hated
Yeah,
that motherfucker. You had to knock
yeah,
his ass off the mountain. I was like,
yeah,
how long as I was sitting there fighting him, like, how the fuck do you kill him? I'm scratching the shit out of him.
yeah. Pretty
Um,
tough.
damn, and Mario 3, obviously. Damn, I
Yeah,
got a mean list.
yeah.
Um, oh, you know what? Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We played the
Okay,
shit out of that game.
definitely. I
Oh,
did too.
man.
Yeah, it was a classic.
Yeah,
Between
definitely.
multiplayer and
The story.
yeah, between multiplayer, the story, and not horde mode. What is it called? Survival mode. Where you got to do the waves. Oh man, we used to do that shit all the time, man.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So yeah, the show is winding on everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and take a few questions here in the chat. Like I said, once again, we appreciate you guys rocking out. I know it was just a few of us to start with. My buddy Enrique jumped in. If you don't know too, if anybody's here that hasn't gone and watched Basement Radio Arcade Podcast, I know he'll shout himself out at the end of this, but please go take a look at his YouTube channel. They got great content, great podcast
Thank you.
going on over there. No problem, man. I'm a big fan, so I watch
I appreciate that, man.
every show. So no problem, brother. No problem, brother. So you guys go subscribe to him also too. Everybody here on the panel, by the way, not just him, but yeah. If you guys don't know, he has a podcast also too. So I did see a couple questions here that I'm gonna go ahead and grab out of the chat. Then we'll go ahead and take, and then we'll get out of here. Get everybody on their day, on the rest of their day, I should say. So shout out to A Brownie. She's always in here rocking out with us too, man. Shout out Brownies. He got a good question. He said, "Are consoles moving to streaming services in the future, or will boxes be around for the long haul?" It's a really, really good question. That's like a multi-part question. Honestly, we could answer that shit.
Ooh.
That could be a whole podcast, honestly.
That could be a podcast.
It really could. But I'll start with you, GKB, and then we'll move over to Enrique. What you think, Governor?
As much as I want to say I hope they're around forever, I don't think they're going to be. It just makes more business sense for them to be able to do streaming. So, they won't have so much cost up front to build all these consoles. They don't really make much money off them and all that kind of stuff. So it just makes better business sense. But me as a console guy, I do hope they're around for a long time. And how we keep them around is voice our opinions to these companies. That's it.
Definitely. Good question. Good answer. Damn good answer. All right, Enrique, what do you think, man?
I think we're always going to have some form of a box in the house, at least, kind of like an Apple TV box or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think at some point everything's going to go digital. But I don't see boxes completely going away. I think that everything was going to go digital. We'll have a box. We'll be able to have access to our games on mobile devices. We're kind of getting that right now with some of the services like you see on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live. But I don't think we're going to completely get rid of boxes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What about you, Live? What do you think?
I think boxes will be around for a while, at least until streaming really catches up. Because by the time we get to the point where we could stream the shit we play now, the shit that we'll be playing will be superior than what the streaming services could probably handle. So they'll probably boxes be around for just a little bit, maybe another 20 years. Yeah, I say about 20 years.
That's a good amount. I think so too. I think everything's kind of going digital. You kind of see it now. I think it's a slow process though, because you taking the box away, taking the hardware away, it's like I don't know if you guys have kids, but when you take that bottle, it's a bitch for a few months.
Yeah. How the fuck would PC gamers survive? Those motherfuckers love talking about hardware.
So I mean that's kind of how it is with us and these consoles. They've been around for forever. So it's kind of going to be a gradual thing. I don't want to put a time limit on it, but I think it'll be a good amount of time before we start to see them saying, you know what, we're going to give you this little box or something that's going to stream everything. So like you said, the technology has to catch up at this point. We can't even really do streaming that well right now. We can, but not to the capacity that where it's just convenient for everybody. Internet's not even available like that to everybody to where they can stream comfortably. So until that really happens, then we're definitely not going to see everything just go straight digital. That was a good question, Brownie. Shout out to you, man. So I did see another question. Okay, down here too. Aaron Summers. Shout out to you, Aaron, for enjoying the podcast here today and rocking out with us. So he had a good question. It was apart from a visual lick of paint, what have these new gen consoles given us? That's also a really, really good question. So I'll start with you, Enrique, on this one. Besides just good visuals and upgraded graphics, what do you think these new consoles have given us that we could take, to the next generation?
One of the things I think this generation that they've given us is I feel like there's greater emphasis on connecting with your friends. There's this element of social media now that's connected to games, like with Twitch incorporated into a lot of these consoles now, where you can live Twitch seamlessly from your game console. PlayStation has that share feature where you can share a game, or you can tweet out images on both Xbox and PlayStation 4. So there's those little features that they've added that's definitely different. In terms of better graphics and stuff like that, probably where I've seen the most, probably where I've seen the creative envelope pushed is with the indie developers. So I think this generation we've really kind of seen the rise of a lot of these smaller studios or indie developers really kind of pushing some cool games. I mean, look at Inside, that recently just came out. That was I think that's like the second highest rated game this console generation.
Yeah.
On Metacritic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys have played it. It's one of the best games I've played this year. Abzu just came out on the PlayStation 4. I just played that. That was a pretty enjoyable game. So that's where this console generation, I think that's probably the biggest thing or improvement or addition that I've seen this generation compared to last. Just that creative envelope that these smaller studios are pushing to create these unique gaming experiences for gamers.
And this is and just to kind of piggyback off of that before I ask GKB, before we move on to GKB, is that I think this is the first time. Well, I think this generation they've been giving a bigger platform. They've been given a lot of tools that they didn't have previously, as far as with these consoles. You talk about preview program, you talk about the ID at Xbox program, even the things that maybe Sony's doing with their indie developers too. They've really been, a lot of companies been pushing that creativity because let's be honest, that's where a lot of it comes from. Because when you're an indie developer, a lot of times you can take these risks without the actual, fallout.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking the risk. Somebody like Activision can't really financially, they can't take that risk. So it's kind of neat that they're getting this push from these bigger companies. Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony. A lot of these smaller developers are getting this. They're kind of getting a platform and to put these games on the forefront to let everybody see, hey, we're creative, we can make great games too, and it's really showing because, like you said, a lot of the best games have been by smaller studios. Well, I guess you could say best rated games, but there's some really, really quality indies coming out here soon too. You talk about Everspace, you got Cuphead, and this is just on the Xbox end. Like he said, Inside. There's a bunch of other games coming out too. That are going to be coming out. So I mean, I think it's a really, really good addition to this generation, and that is one of the biggest things. But GKB, what do you think about that question, man? So what do you think, besides graphics, that this generation has given us?
For me, I mean, as everybody knows, the community is the biggest thing that the console's given to me. I mean, if you look at this world, it's ginormous, right? But we're able to reach like so many people and speak to so many people all around the world on these consoles and stuff, and I think that's fantastic. It's given me, a place to meet a whole bunch of new friends. I mean, look at Community Game Time every week, man. We're just filled up, like multiple parties. It's just a blast all the time. And the second part is, I have to piggyback right on top of what Enrique was saying, and it's the indie developers, honestly. With my road to 100K this year, I've played so many indie games, and some of them even rival some of the AAA titles that we've been getting, like Hyper Light Drifter. Right
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say
a fantastic game, and it's like 16-bit. It's just so phenomenal. Even Cube, Overcooked, Inside. These guys are really pushing the envelope, and it's good to see the console manufacturers giving these guys the tools they need to do some really great things.
Sure, for sure. What about you, Live?
I would say the social interaction, as far as like Twitter and even Beam, I guess that would be the next thing. I mean, who knows what Microsoft is going to do with that? Shit, if they wanted to, maybe they could use it in order to make their own version of a gaming Twitter, because you can't really watch gaming clips on Twitter, you know. So if they can make it where you could just, you could tweet, you could leave, memes, and you could watch gameplay, and you could interact with other gamers and devs, and that'd be dope.
Hmm.
So I think that aspect of being able to communicate with developers and other gamers is probably the biggest thing this generation.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And guys,
Awesome.
let's not forget crossplay. That's pretty
Crossplay.
big.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
that idea is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is true.
only if it actually happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a huge idea too. So there's a lot of other things. A lot of it's, I think it's just preparing us for what's to come. A lot of it isn't like immediately relevant. When we talk about like cloud processing in the cloud, it's always been kind of a joke, and people kind of throw it under the bus, but it's real. Like that's something that we're going to benefit from at some point, and it could become revolutionary. What if a lot of these games? What if it becomes stable enough to where a lot of these games are going to take advantage of that? And just think of the things that I know. Enrique in the chat here, he just talked about, some guy was saying that we don't get these immersive worlds and we can't interact with the scenery and things like that. Well, that's what that cloud technology is for. So just imagine if those types of things takes off. So it's a lot. I think it's setting us up for the future. As far as a lot of the things that they're doing now. But I'm really happy just to see, like you said, interactivity between devs and consumers, and this consumers between each other. As far as a lot of the avenues that they've given us. So I think it's awesome that they're just pushing technology. So all the companies, honestly. So I think it's really great to see, and that's the biggest takeaway from this generation, I think, for me. So I think that was it as far as the questions. It's maybe time for one more. Let me see. We have a really, really good one. I'll answer it. Yeah, it looks like Prayer's drunk, by the way, GKB. So
Yeah,
I'm looking about the game time for
like that
sure.
would happen.
yeah, he gonna be in that shit. Turn the fuck up. Yeah. So
Yeah, we're not gonna mention Xbox and shit.
what you mean?
They win.
Oh, the NPD, man. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what? Listen, everybody. Okay, this is kind of a PSA. It's okay. I'm happy, but I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? That. It doesn't really make for an interesting conversation for me. Like, it's nice. I'm glad. I'm so happy that they won NPD this month in the U.S. Due to the Xbox One S, and that just shows that they're going in the right direction. I'm happy. But I mean that topic has been beat to death since we found out, honestly. So I don't really. You know how I am live. so
Yeah.
so I just
True,
don't.
true.
So I mean, I don't really want to regurgitate. We're all going to say the same thing about it. So I don't really want to regurgitate the same information over and over again. But I'm happy for Xbox. Kudos to them. They made the right moves, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see that they're going the right direction. But as far as the topic, I don't really feel like talking about that, to be honest with you. Doesn't really make for interesting conversation. Let me see if I can see anything else. I think that was pretty much it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, everybody. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out, man. We ran a little bit over. Me, I like to 60 minutes, and we out of here. But I appreciate you guys rocking out. I appreciate the love and support. Got a lot of great things coming up. I did put out a video a couple of days ago. If you have not checked it out, I'm PTK BLAM on here on YouTube. Go check out the latest video that I put out. All these gentlemen have great channels too. I'll let them go through and each individually plug their channels. If you're not subscribed to them, please go subscribe to all of them. They do great shows. They put out great content. So we're going to go ahead and start with you, my right-hand man, GKB Governor. Let everybody know where they can find you, brother.
It's so hilarious to hear Governor all the time. It's so cool. Yeah, it's GKB, the Governor. Guys, we're on Gamers Knows Best. She-Wolf and I. We do gaming stuff. We do unboxings, reviews, all kinds of stuff. If that's cool and you guys like that kind of stuff, come check us out. Maybe consider subscribing. That would be awesome. We'll be on Console Corner on Tuesday, Xbox Nation on Wednesday with the Crappa, and then back on the Shop Podcast on Saturday.
Nice. Fantastic. All right, Enrique, let everybody know where they can find you at, brother.
Yeah, if you guys want to give me a follow on Twitter, my Twitter handle's @AriesGamer. That's AREEZGAMER. And I'm the co-founder, co-host of the Basement Radio Arcade podcast on YouTube. Actually, this Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have Christian Allen. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's a game developer. He's worked on games like Ghost Recon, Ghost Recon Events Warfighter. He did some work on Halo Reach, and he's currently working on a new title right now called Epsilon, which is still in early access on Steam right now. So he's going to be joining us this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be shooting the shit and talking video games with him.
Awesome, man. Always a big fan of you guys' show, GKB. I stay watching you guys' show too. You already know we're a big family, man. Appreciate you guys here on too. So live, go ahead and give everybody your let everybody know where you're gonna be out, man. I know you do your podcast and you have other things that you do throughout the week, brother. So go ahead, let everybody know. Oh
Yo,
my
it's your
goodness.
boy Live Wire. Man, Xbox back on top, baby. I got a glow. I can't lie. It's in my blood, bruh. Cut me open. I bleed green like the Incredible Hulk, man. It is what it is, yo. Yo, I love being on the Shop Podcast. Dope shit, man. Everybody, GKB,
Yo.
you know, PTK. Man, I should just use my initials, man. Everybody got fucking initials out this bitch.
The LWG.
I mean, so that's what's up, man. Yo, love hanging with y'all, man. Well, we'll be gaming on today.
Yeah,
Titanfall tonight,
let
bro.
everybody know about the Titanfall tonight. For sure.
Yeah, community game time, 9:30.
Oh, word, community games time.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. Enrique, if you can make it, man, if you can make it tonight, I know you have, the kids and the wife, and I know you be doing other stuff, but if you can make it to the community game night, man, it's fun. A lot of
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
a lot
definitely,
of
man.
fun,
Yeah.
man.
What
I
is
think
it?
I think it's great that you guys do that. Get everyone gaming together. It kind of reminds me of what I used to do back in the days when we were beta testing Xbox Live. That's what we used to do.
Yeah,
We
man.
do like a community game night. So that's awesome. You guys are doing that.
Definitely,
Yeah, it's
man.
crazy. Get there
Yeah.
early, guys, because man, it fills up and we have to get like 2 or 3 games going. So
Yeah, definitely.
Get there.
I see it in my every Saturday. I'll go to my damn friends list, and I'm like, I see half my friend list in the same game. I'm like, oh, that's GKB and She Wolf, man. So yeah, for
It's
sure, man.
fun.
If you guys, please, if you guys do get a chance, hit GKB up, or even me or whoever, anybody here on Xbox Live. GKB, they have a great thing going. Him and She Wolf at the community game night. Just it's awesome. They have good, clean fun. We all get in there, shoot the shit, and play some games and just have good fun for a few hours. So you guys can make it. Hit us up on the Xbox, specifically GKB or She Wolf, because they're the ones who run the community game night. It's their baby. But I'm PTK. Obviously, you guys can catch me on Twitter, PTK BLAM, YouTube, PTK BLAM. Just follow me there. Please rate and comment and subscribe to the video here. I appreciate you guys rocking out with us, man. We are the fuck out of here, man. I'm finna go barbecue, so I'm hungry as shit. So finna get out of here, everybody.
Yeah.
You guys have a beautiful Saturday evening, man. And as GKB would say,
Take care of your fellow gamers.
all right, man. Y'all have a good one, man. We out of here.
So, yeah.